How's it, guys? Welcome back to another live stream today. And in this session, I'll be going over most of the altcoins that have pumped very, a lot in the last week. And then obviously, I'll go over Bitcoin charts and then what news we have this week. There's a lot of things happening in the market, and I want to just discuss pretty much everything that's happening. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. And yeah, first up, I want to go over the news. And you can see that today we do have the FOMC meeting minutes around about 9 p.m. tonight. So be aware of that. There might be a bit of volatility, but throughout the whole day we don't have anything. So that's about that. And then tomorrow we have a bit of USD news, GDP at 3:30. So that will be quite big. Be aware of that. And then we also have on Friday we have quite a lot of news as well. So this week also quite big with news. So just be aware of everything that's happening in the market, because the macro side of things you always have to keep up to date, because whenever news comes out, price tends to obviously go in a direction opposite to what the news says, because it's inversely proportional, right? So just keep that in mind. Yeah, so let's get straight into it. So I first want to speak about the Bitcoin chart. So Bitcoin, very interesting what's happening here. So we obviously had that breakout through this trend line over here. So this trend line was getting respected multiple times. Okay, and then yesterday I was speaking about once we break this zone, we're most likely going to come back down to 23,350 around about these areas, because that's our most recent support. But what is currently happening now is we're getting a retest to the upside. Okay, so what will happen here is if we break below this zone on the next 4-hour candle, then we're most likely going to come back down. But if we start breaking above this zone, then I'll be looking for longs back up to 25k. And the reason why is because this support just got broken through on the 4-hour, which is a higher time frame breakthrough, and that would normally implies that price will go down. So this could just be a retest. So if you're looking in the 1 hour, you can see that this line over here is a very important level, right? So we have this zone over here that needs to get respected, and that is what I'm going to be looking for. It's at a very critical stage right now, Bitcoin, so we need to be cautious of where price is going to go. But I would expect price to get rejected from the zone, and then we could look for shorts back down. But what I would be doing, I'll be looking for shorts pretty much over here. Okay, once we break this low, I'll be entering a short position back down to 23,500, because that would confirm that we're going to go down, right? And I would put my take profit at around about 23, so 23,500, okay, which is our most recent support from over here. So this is the current setup I am looking for. And then for a long position, well, first of all, we need to close above this zone. Okay, so we need to close above this area over here. So this zone is very critical, and we need to close above it. And if we don't close above it, then we're going to get rejected. But let's just say we do close above it. I'll be looking to take longs, something like this, right? We close above, price comes back, retest this level, and then I'll be looking to long back up to the zone at 25k. That is the alternate, the other scenario that I will be looking out for. So it would be on the retest of this, and I'll take it back up to, these levels at the top. But we have to make sure that this trade comes back down and retest the area, because what I don't want to go on the breakout, because that it could just potentially be a fake out and then grab all this liquidity. That's why I would wait for candle closure rather. So what I'll be waiting for here is price to come up, come back down, hit our entry at around about 24,200, and then we'll be looking to long back up to areas such as 25k. So yeah, potential setups for Bitcoin at the moment. I mean, it's still very bullish on the higher time frames here. I want to just go to the daily. Let me just do this. Okay, so you can just see on the daily we haven't really had a retracement like this one over here. So I would expect Bitcoin to come back down to 23,500, within the next couple of days there, because normally when we get quite a bit of rally, we do see some type of retracement, and that level would be nice to look at. So when you draw the Fibonacci tool, you draw it from the high to the low, okay? And we can see that we do have a level at either 0.5 at 23,500. So that's why I'm looking for those shorts there. And then we also have levels of around about 22,200 and 22,800. So important levels to make use of over here. But at the moment, we are just going to look for these positions. So I'll be looking for sells below this zone. Once we get a candle to close below here. So I'll be looking for sells below here, and then obviously bars above this zone. But we need to close above there. So we need to get a retest of this area. Okay. That's what I'll be looking at for Bitcoin. At the moment, we can't do much. It's just retesting levels. We need it to break through a level or retest a level. Okay, looking at Ethereum. Ethereum is very interesting because we've also come back into this triangle. Okay, so you can see that I said earlier. I mean, a couple of days ago, price hits this zone. We're probably going to retest and come back up. So this was implying that we're going to come back up. But also with Ethereum, it's looking like it might come back down and retest these zones. So we have been at this level over here, where price has been respecting this, this zone multiple times, and now we're closing back into the zone, which is, obviously a sign that we might become a bit bearish on the higher time frame here. So we do have to keep that in mind. The MACD is starting to flip a bit to the downside. Volume starting to come down. So I mean, I'm definitely going to be waiting for this. So let's take a look at a smaller time frame. Okay, where is it? Over here. So let's take a look at the 1 hour. Okay, so we also for Ethereum here, same goes. I'll be looking for sells below this zone at around about 1630. Definitely look for sells below here, because you can see left. Whenever we close, you always have to look left. Whenever we close below the zone, what tends to happen? So we close below here, we came down to like levels such as 1612. So we can mark that out. 1612 is a likely area that we might get a bounce from, because in the past that's where we bounced from when we closed below here. So 1612 is an area that I will be, around about 1613, 1612. Is an area that does look promising, and it might get retested. So this level, price tends to react to this zone. Okay, so that is the potential target for our sell. It will be a quick sell, and you can just see left here, it has been respected, and we normally get a bounce. So we could potentially look for longs back at 1612 before we get this massive move down, if we do. So yeah, keep that in mind. I will be looking for sells below the zone, and it's not a bad move. It's very decent. It's around about 1.1%, and that's what I'll be looking at for Ethereum. So we did catch a nice short yesterday, from around about 64 to 34. It was this over here, so we had sells below here. We had sells below here, and when it broke down, it came to levels such as obviously 1620, but we took profit at 1634. But yeah, at the moment, just looking for this position for obviously Ethereum. So yeah, if you guys have any Hasimir, how are you? If you have any coins, just put them in the comment, and then I'll definitely go over that for you guys. We can do analysis on any coins that you would like to over. So yeah, for Bitcoin at the moment, we're waiting for this to happen. So scenario 1, price comes up, closes above the zone, and then we get that retest back up to 25. Scenario 2, we're gonna sell below 23,952, back down to 23,500. Okay, so that's the two scenarios for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin, got a nice little rally earlier on the 4 hour, looking strong. I'm still looking for this position at 0.9. Until Dogecoin gets there, I'm not going to do anything, because there's not much I can do. I want to be waiting for a candle to close above 0.908. Okay, Very important zone, because looking left here, we've reacted at it multiple times, okay? Multiple times we've reacted at this level. So we need price to either, close above it or, you know, get rejected. So I'll be looking for long back up to 0.096, and this is for Dogecoin. Yeah, looking at Litecoin, so I actually took a long position here earlier. I'm probably going to just get stopped out of break even, but I was expecting price to, obviously pull the range at 97, but it currently hasn't done that. It is finding some type of, resistance at this level here. So if you wanted to draw it like that, right? So it's finding some type of resistance over here. But it's still a valid position. And then alternatively, I would be looking for sells below 91.62. Okay, back down to 88. We could potentially look for sells over here as well. Once we close below here on the 1 hour, I'll be looking for that as well. So decent at the moment. Litecoin is respecting, it's forming these lower lows and lower highs. And until price actually closes above this zone over here, it would confirm the break of structure and then price to come up, and that's why I would look for bars above here, because the high would have been broken. So just keep that in mind, and that's what I'll be looking at for Litecoin. So I'm looking for these sells below these areas. But yeah, that's pretty much all for Litecoin. There's not much else. And then yeah, any other coins if you guys want me to go over, you can just put them in the chat. I'll go over a few here that I've done. Solana is very interesting. Okay, so looking at Solana, Solana came down a lot from when I looked at that. I just want to show you guys on the daily time frame what I am looking for. So Solana, I'm looking for this for a higher time frame view. I'll be waiting for the break of 27, 28, and then I'll be looking to catch the long back up to 36. Okay, but you can just see with Solana, it's getting rejected at this zone here, this area. Okay, so it's getting rejected at this zone. And what tends to happen when we get rejected from a zone, we tend to come down, right? So until we break the zone, I'll be taking longs back up to 36, and then maybe back up to 58 areas, because at the moment, we're getting rejected from this horizontal, this diagonal resistance, as well as the horizontal support / resistance. Okay, so it was a perfect opportunity to take sells for Dogecoin. For Solana, 2 days ago. But yeah, at the moment, just waiting. But yeah. Sorry about that. My screen went off. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what I am looking for, I'm looking for sells below, buys above 27, 28, back up to 36, and 58. Okay. I just went through Dogecoin. Yeah, I just went through Dogecoin. I will go through it again though. Basically what I'm looking for is bars above 0.09. Bars above 0.09 back up to 0.96, and it is on a higher time frame, yeah. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this level to get broken, and then once it breaks, then I'll be looking at a potential bar back up to 0.96. But yeah, that's Doge. I already went through that. I do have Filecoin that we actually caught a nice position yesterday. So what I was looking at for Filecoin was either the short or the long, and you can see that price broke above the zone on the 1 hour, but I was looking for a 30-minute closure above the zone, and then I actually went long around about this area over here, and then my take profit was at around about 8.36. Another potential long would have been over here, above this 8.361 zone, but you can just see that yeah, Filecoin went up a lot yesterday, and that's what I want to talk about as well, is why these coins are doing so well. Okay, so let's take a look at this chart here, which shows us okay, so you can see with the this level got rejected very strongly, right? So this was the level at 613 billion, and I was saying that once we break here, we have another 11% altcoin move within the next couple of days. Okay, and we'll have to wait for this level in order for us to take huge long positions. But keep this in mind that once we break above 613, we're most likely going to come back up to 679 for the altcoin market cap, and that would give us a big push to the upside. So yeah, at the moment, we can't really do much. I want to take a look at the USDT DOM, and this is why we're getting this move. So this initially was on the 10th of Jan. That's why we got that massive move to the upside, because obviously the dominance of USDT started to go down, right? And that obviously has an inverse effect with crypto. So yeah, but at the moment you can see prices getting rejected at these levels over here. Okay, and we're starting to see some type of bounce, which would obviously imply that crypto might potentially come down more today. So we need to see what happens at levels such as over here, right? If we break above here, 6.86, I'll be looking for sells for crypto the whole day. And the reason being is because, it's inversely proportional. So yeah, at the moment, we're just waiting for these positions to happen. Can't really do much without, you have to be waiting. You don't want to force any trades, but you're looking at a potential move for Bitcoin to the upside and to the downside. But yeah, do you have any other coins to go over? I just want to take a look at, obviously crypto bubbles. You can see that there's a few coins that are going up more than, what they should be going up. Let's take a look at the 5. It is looking a bit more bullish on the 5. But if we look at the daily, we'll see that, it is more bearish. Okay. A few coins like Filecoin, Tezos, Anchor, all these coins are actually doing quite well. So these coins obviously had a lot more volume behind them, whereas all the other coins kind of just got left behind. Okay, but it's important to note that with this whole altcoin market cap, once we break above this level at 613, we're going to see a big move to the upside for the altcoin. So I would suggest, if you're buying spots or anything, you don't want to be buying above the zone. You want to be buying below the zone, because as long as we stay below here, the altcoins won't really do much. But once they start to pop above this zone, we're gonna see the altcoins move a lot. Okay, so it's gonna be very entertaining to watch that. But yeah, we do need to make sure that we are on top of that. But yeah, Bitcoin at the moment is bouncing from the support. Can't really do much. We have to wait to see if we get a closure above, this level over here around about 24,220. And if we close above here, then we could look at potential long positions back to the upside. Even just back up to 24,470, which is our most recent support, as well as 25k. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to discuss. I've gone through a lot of different coins here. We can take a look at Polkadot. Yeah, so Dot, this is the trade I actually gave out. I was looking for bars above this zone. Okay, I was looking for bars above here, and then obviously sells below here, and we actually did get executed. Price came down, tapped into the zone, came back up, hit our entry point, came back down. So this is a perfect example of market structure, and you can just see over here what's happening. We're seeing a little bit of a trend line break, which implies that price might start to come up a bit more now. Okay. So looking at Dogecoin here, we could only look for buys once we actually break back above this zone, because at the moment what is happening is we're just getting a bit of a bounce, but this is our most recent high, okay, and with the most recent high, you can see that whenever we break a most recent high, the break of structure happens, and when you get a break of structure, it means the trend is moving from a downtrend to an uptrend. So just keep that in mind. I will be looking for bars for dot above the zone. But yeah, if you have any other coins, just comment down below, and then I can go through them for you guys. Bars above here, I'd be looking at taking profit around about 1%. Just back up to this high, we'll probably get a rejection there, and then maybe look for sells back below. But yeah, at the moment, we just have to be patient and wait for these setups to actually happen. And yeah, remember we do have news today at 9 p.m. So this news is the FOMC meeting minutes, and yeah, I mean it will affect the price of Bitcoin and obviously all the cryptos. So just keep that in mind that if you're in positions at 9 p.m., just mitigate your risk. And yeah. I mean, at the moment, let's take a look at Bitcoin here. The 1 hour we see on the month, we still up 7%. On the weekly, we up around about 5%. The daily, we down, and then the hour, we up a bit. Yeah, I mean, you can just see that this month for cryptos has just been very green. So the month tab is this one over here, and you can just see the last month has been very, very good for a lot of coins, which is nice to see, right? The graph, beautiful, 94% gain in a month, insane. So yeah, it's very interesting to see all these coins popping off, and these are all altcoins, right? Obviously, Bitcoin's up 7%, but you can see all these altcoins are up like 20%. Solana's up. It's actually down 2%, but last month it had a very, very good month. And then Filecoin, EOS has done very well. Decentraland's down. Always up only 0.5. Tezos XTZ doing very well. Theta's also doing very well. So yeah, it's just very interesting that a lot of these coins are starting to find their own feet. So normally the coins kind of just move together, but at the moment it's just these coins are just trying to find their own market, right? A lot of coins are trying to break out of the the realm of just being categorized together, right? They want to be their own coin and they want their own followers. They don't want institutional money and things just bringing in. So that's obviously why these coins are starting to move. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to discuss here. The reason, the whole thing behind this live today was the altcoin pumps, and that's what I'm waiting for, right? And I want to just reiterate what I was going through, and it's this graph here where we need to break above this level at 613. So until we break above there, we're going to see a 11% increase in the market cap of the coins. So obviously, we're going to see a big move within the altcoin market, and that would only be until we break that level. Okay, and until we break that level, there's not much we can do. Bitcoin, we're still waiting for this to happen. Yeah. So yeah, yesterday, I mean, we obviously had that beautiful breakdown, came down, tapped into this level of support in the smaller time frames, bounced up, and now we're retesting it. Okay. So I mean, obviously, I'm just waiting for longs. Yeah, you can just see at the moment prices retesting the zone. So this would be very good. So what I'd be like waiting for here is, and would confirm that we're going to go down is if we close back below this level on the 1 hour, we can take some shorts back down to these levels. But yeah, at the moment, it's just in a place where we can't really be trading, right? Indecision. That's the word, right? It's trading between a level that obviously got rejected in the past, right? So we should expect that there might be a rejection, or a potential breakout. So rather wait for the candles to either close above or get rejected. We don't want to be doing a 50-50 game. We want price to actually close above or get rejected. So that is why we're not in any positions at the moment. We are still just waiting. Yeah, looking at Polkadot, it looks like I'll be looking for shorts for dot here. Now that I think about it, because looking left here, you can just see that this level. So we want to be shorting here, right? Okay. So we are still creating these lower lows and lower highs, right? So we had our high here, our lower high, and over here this could potentially be the new lower high. Okay, so once we break below this level, we could look at potential sells below here back to retest the support of the previous low. So I'll be looking at this for dots definitely. Okay, looking at sells below here. It's around about a 1.4% move. So if you apply 10 leverage, that'll be 1.47%. I mean 10.47%. Sorry, 14%. My bad. And then if it's 100, it'll be 147%. So just keep that in mind. You want to be obviously putting your stop loss at a reasonable area. So at the moment, where my stop loss would be if I had to just enter, it would have to be above this wick over here. So that's why you would obviously use leverage that would mitigate your risk in the market. But yeah, these are the positions I'm looking at for DOT. So Polkadot looks like it's still has some momentum to come down here, and that is the current situation. But yeah, I mean, looking quite bearish here. Dogecoin obviously got that big move. It looks like it's starting to move down now. Bit of a pump and then a dump. That's what it seems like. The altcoin cap still coming down. Bitcoin getting rejected. Very important levels. Bitcoin's getting rejected. And that is why all these coins are starting to move down a bit more. So yeah, I mean, Bitcoin definitely looking for sells here. This is looking like a pitch, a perfect retest. And until we actually come down to this level here at around about 23,952, I'll be looking for sells. But yeah, looking good for potential more sell pressure, right? Yeah, Polkadot's gonna look definitely wait for these positions here for potential move to downside. Yeah, I mean, looking at Polkadot, I would be waiting for a 15 closure, right? So that'll only be in 15 minutes after this 30 minutes. So I wouldn't be getting in positions now. It would have to be a 15 closure. Due to the fact that this is our 15 support. Obviously, it is our 30 and 1 hour support. But on the 15, we would confirm that price would actually break the zone, and then we're going to come down further. Because looking at the 5 minutes, um, it would have to close a bit lower here around about these levels. So I would rather want the 15 to close here, and then I'll be taking sells back down to 6.954959. But yeah, Bitcoin is coming down here. That would be for me. I don't really do trades like this, right? Obviously this would be a perfect trade right over here on the retest. I would just maybe look on the 15 to see where you would have entered. So you can just see that you'll probably enter on the break of this low around about here, right? And then your stop loss would have to be above this wick. And that would be a very decent trade for someone to take. But for me, I would want, this break below here, 23,952. And that's what I'll be looking for. Because once we break this low, we're most likely just going to drive straight back down to these levels. Around about 23,500, 23,600. And that's a position I would want to take. I wouldn't want to take this position here. I would only want to take the position to the downside. But yeah, that's pretty much that. If you guys don't have any other charts to look at, well then thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I just want to take a look at the link before I'm not too sure what this line is over here. So let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, so the daily, we obviously, we're starting to come down here. So the only thing I'll be looking for is bars above the zone. Would have to be above here. And then obviously back up to 9.2. But it just looks like prices looking to come and retest levels, this level over here, which is the previous resistance. So, I mean, if we break this level, let's take a look at the 4 hour. Once we actually break through this level, we could potentially look for sells back down to this level at 6.75. So, yeah, very interesting, the markets, what it's looking like at the moment. Yeah, I'm just gonna be waiting for these positions to happen. I'm not gonna force any trades. So once I get a closure below 7.06, I'll be placing a sell for Polkadot. And then obviously for Bitcoin, I'm looking for sells below 23,952 back down to like 23,500, or potential buys above 24,250. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. And just remember, guys, we do have news tonight at 9 p.m. as well as we do have news tomorrow and Friday. Friday's news will be very insane in terms of PC price index. This obviously brings a lot more volume than what the FOMC minutes. But just keep that in mind. And yeah, I will be going over my trades that I'm looking for before I log off quickly. These are the trades I'm looking for. I'm looking for longs above 24,250, sells below 23,952, and this is for Bitcoin. At the moment, I'm not in any position because we are in a range of pretty much we can't do anything. Okay. But yeah, then Chainlink will be looking for sells below here. Back down to 6.75. So this is Chainlink's got a 7% decrease happening. So, let's just say we break all these levels to the downside. I would be loading up on the spot market, definitely. And then obviously Polkadot, we're looking for sells below 7.02. And then also let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, I'm looking for sells below. Yeah, that was just the sells I took earlier. So I'll be looking for sells below. It would have to be below this area at 1619. Okay. Because at the moment, we are still in this range in between, 1662 and 1619, and we can't really do much. But I will be looking for that position when it does come. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the show today. I'm still waiting for these positions to happen. And until that, I can't do much. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And if you guys learned something, or if you enjoyed today's session, just make sure you just give a like to the video, and I would appreciate it a lot. And thanks so much for joining. See you guys on Friday for another session.